you have with you this morning, I introduced him in the beginning, Mark Futterweit is with us, and he is a male breast cancer survivor, two-time survivor.
The disease can manifest itself in a number of different ways. It was first diagnosed to be a staph infection. They put me on antibiotics, but in the end it turned out that it was a clogged mammary duct, which then turned out to be what's called a carcinoma in situ. Then we had surgery in January of 2008. They removed it, closed me up, and that was the end of it. Unfortunately, in 2016, I felt a little irregularity, if you want to say, in the area where the surgery was, where my left nipple used to be, and came back again. And at that point in time, I was what's called HER2 positive, so I had to undergo 12 weeks of chemotherapy and then 7 weeks of radiation. Thank goodness today everything is well, and we're getting out there now talking about this.
Right. And now, when this all came about, obviously you connected with Dr. Stoff at some point. You've gone out, you've been an advocate, part of the Male Breast Cancer Coalition. How did you guys connect?
There was a news report release of a number of male firefighters that came down with breast cancer as a result of the 9/11 exposure to all the toxins. But nowadays, most cancers are environmentally induced. So when this report came out about all the firefighters with the male breast cancer awareness for a cure, reached out, and we reported in our newsletter. But as it turned out, so was Mark's organization, the Male Breast Cancer Coalition. And we met because we had a common interest and a common goal of getting information out to other men about what the risk might be, and that they should be aware of this possibility.
When I was diagnosed, there were no outlets. There was nothing out there. My wife and I searched groups. There was nothing for men. Men were basically in the shadows. And unfortunately, at that time, it was looked at as a female disease. A lot of men did not come forward. A lot of men were embarrassed. A lot of men were ridiculed, not only at work, by their family members as well, which is really sad. Through Susan G. Komen, who I got involved with early on because we were looking for an outlet, I met a woman by the name of Sherry Ambrose. Sherry Ambrose was part of another group called the Blue Wave. She got involved in it because she had a friend of hers, a gentleman, who was diagnosed with breast cancer. He was ridiculed at work. He basically had to leave work because he couldn't take it anymore. We were at an event. He was there by himself because his wife was embarrassed.
It's amazing. I mean, I know that, I hate to use the term, but like the male breast cancer doesn't get the play, so to speak, that female breast cancer does. But I can't imagine ridiculing someone, or can't imagine, to me, it seems like cancer is cancer. And I'm not saying that in a dismissive way, but to ridicule or to mock anybody that, is diagnosed with cancer, to me, it seems,
that's actually
not comprehensible.
That's not uncommon, though. I mean, I often see it in my practice that if someone has cancer of some sort, that other family members will shun them and try to sideline them and just not to face it and deal with it. And I
can see not wanting to face it, possibly, or not wanting to deal with it, and having trouble dealing with the disease or dealing with death, but to actually ridicule some of that.
Well, when people are uncomfortable about something or a subject that might even affect them at some point, then a natural human reaction for some people is, unfortunately, to do that.
Right. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, I know we heard about the stories about people with AIDS in the 80s, and how people were scared, oh my God, if I touch the drink out of the same cup or what. But I can understand that a little more only because we didn't know a whole lot about the disease. But cancer has been around for a long. It just seems.
Well, yeah, but the information hasn't been around for that long.
Right.
And that's why we're here.